My mother's palm cracked across my face before the echo of my refusal could settle. The room froze. Crystal glasses paused mid-air. Smiles curdled. "Sign the deed," my sister said again, calm as a surgeon, pointing at the folder like it was already hers. 9.7 million. Don't be difficult. I tasted copper and restraint. I didn't touch the pen. My mother leaned close, breath sharp with entitlement. "You have no other choice," she hissed. "Do as you're told." That's when the lawyer stopped writing. He looked at her, not at me, and whispered, "Do you know who actually—" Silence swallowed the room. I've replayed that moment 1,000 times. Not for the slap, for what came after, for the realization that betrayal isn't loud, it's organized. We weren't always like this. There was a time when family meant shared meals and shared secrets, when my sister and I sat on the steps of the estate, my estate, I would later learn, counting stars and planning futures that didn't involve knives hidden in smiles. My mother trusted me once. I handled the numbers, the filings, the quiet work that keeps wealth breathing. She called it helping. I called it love. Then the estate appreciated. The city expanded. Zoning shifted. The land became a gold vein, and love turned into leverage. I noticed the change in small ways. Invitations stopped coming directly to me. Decisions were announced, not discussed. My sister began saying "we" when she meant me. The first undeniable crack came as a forwarded email, a draft deed, my name misspelled, her signature block already filled in. A mistake, they said. I smiled and fixed it. I didn't confront them, I watched. Patterns are confessions if you're patient. Meetings without minutes, appraisals ordered twice, a new attorney who didn't return my calls. Money doesn't move without fingerprints. I collected them. I kept my voice steady at dinners. I laughed at the right beats. I let them think the slap would come later, in private, where it could bruise deeper. That night, alone, I made a list, not of revenge, of facts. The estate wasn't inherited the way they said it was. The original purchase, years ago, came from a trust seeded with my earnings. My mother's name was on the facade, mine was in the foundation, and there was a clause, an old one, forgotten on purpose. I didn't rush. Justice hates haste. I hired my own counsel quietly, a woman who read silence like sheet music. We audited everything. We traced funds. We found the pressure points that only exist when lies stack too high. Weeks passed. My sister escalated. She booked the gathering. She invited witnesses. She practiced the speech where I'd be framed as ungrateful. My mother practiced the slap. I practiced nothing. I prepared. The day arrived polished and predatory. Linen tablecloths, champagne, a room full of people trained to nod. When the folder slid across the table, I refused once, softly. That's when my mother struck me, publicly, strategically. Pain is loud, power is quiet. The lawyer's whisper landed like a blade turned sideways. "Do you know who actually owns the controlling interest?" My sister laughed. "This is ridiculous." I met the lawyer's eyes for the first time. "Please," I said, "finish." He cleared his throat. "The trust that funded the purchase was amended 12 years ago. The beneficiary is—" He said my name. Air left the room. My mother's face drained to porcelain. My sister's smile collapsed, quick and ugly. "That's not possible," my mother said. "It's filed," the lawyer replied, "and notarized. There's more. There always is." He explained the clause, the one triggered by coercion, the one that voided any transfer attempted under duress. The slap, still warm on my cheek, became evidence. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I let the truth do the work. I watched as my sister realized her rehearsed victory had been recorded as a confession. Emails, messages, a timeline that told a story without adjectives. She tried to interrupt. I lifted a finger. She stopped. That was new. My mother reached for me. I stepped back, not out of anger, out of clarity. By the end, the estate stood where it always had, under my control. But control felt different now, lighter, earned. I could have taken everything. The law would have supported me. I didn't. I restructured, allocated, ensured my mother would never worry again, but never command me again. My sister received a buyout, fair, final, tied with conditions that rewarded distance. When the room emptied, I stayed. I touched the table where my blood had nearly fallen. I felt nothing sharp, just relief. Betrayal teaches you where you stand. Revenge teaches you where you rise. I didn't win because I was cruel. I won because I listened, because I waited, because I knew that the quietest person in the room is often the one holding the pen. And this time, I signed nothing they handed me, only what I wrote myself.